O'Malley isn't gonna be a star. He is a star.
Sean O'Malley is an absolute star.
This guy's special.
This guy can fight.
Oh! The Sugar Show!
This is just the beginning of the Sugar era. Do you know where you are?
Well, the UFC's bantamweight division does not have a more prolific finisher in it than Marlon Chito Vera.
I just believe that it's my time and I'm coming to be a world champion.
He wanted to make a championship statement. What a way to stamp it!
And he's the only man with a professional victory against Sean O'Malley. Huge elbow from Chito and another one! That is it!
The UFC bantamweight division is going to see a fight between two of the most exciting fighters in the weight class. It's a fight that has history to it. Bad blood that has made these two guys enemies ever since their first meeting in 2020. And on March 9th, in the UFC 299 main event, we hope to get a definitive answer to the question of which man is better, the champion Sean O'Malley or the challenger Marlon Vera. But to understand the significance of this rematch and why there's a real sense of unfinished business coming in, it's important to understand what happened in their first clash. At the time, Sean O'Malley was the exciting young prospect, the rising young star who looked set to capture the imagination of the public, so long as he could continue winning in such impressive fashion. Marlon Vera was definitely the toughest test of his career up to that point, an experienced fighter who had been pointed to by many as one of the most underrated fighters in the sport in any weight class. This fight was seen as a long overdue chance for Sugar Sean to test his suitability for the upper levels of the 135-pound division. Would his stylish approach to the striking game be as effective with the legitimately solid opponent in front of him? Or would the grit, power, and experience of Vera be the deciding factor? Well, on fight night, the answer we got to this question wasn't quite as acceptable as we might have hoped. Leg kicks are an increasingly prevalent part of the MMA skill set, a tactical weapon that is truly becoming more and more widely used due to its ability to hinder the movement of even the most elusive fighters. Calf kicks in particular have become commonplace in the MMA world, and an inability to deal with them is something that can turn a good performance into a losing effort almost instantly. You'll remember Conor McGregor's rematch with Dustin Poirier, where a strong start from the Irishman led to his leg getting butchered in round 2, giving Poirier the opening to begin landing big strikes upstairs. If you don't have elite leg defense, you're gonna get chopped down. Looking back on O'Malley versus Vera 1, it's hard to know exactly what happened, but Vera appeared to land a kick on Sean's peroneal nerve, causing his limb to effectively shut down there and then. This was an intentional strike thrown by Chito, with a desire to cause harm. But the odds of hitting that perfect sweet spot are quite low, and to have such a devastating impact on the fight like this rarely happens. But for as much as O'Malley tried to claim otherwise, this was still a legitimate win for Marlon Vera. He threw the strike, it landed, and he moved in to close the show with a brutal ground and pound TKO.
Yeah, we'll hear about it in the corner if he gets there.
Oh! Huge elbow from Chito! Marlon Chito Vera!
However, despite that defeat, now very clearly sitting on Sugar Sean's record, it was a weird win, a total rarity that didn't give us a true answer as to who the best fighter actually is. Run that fight back 100 times, and you're not getting another peroneal nerve hit, or at least the odds are highly unlikely. And in the time since, we've seen both of these men come on in leaps and bounds, both in terms of their technical skills, but also in their star power. Chito has worked his way to a 5-2 record, losing to Jose Aldo and Corey Sandhagen, but finding huge finishes over bona fide legends in Dominic Cruz and Frankie Edgar, establishing this legend killer reputation around him. He also picked up nice wins over Rob Font, Pedro Munoz, and Davey Grant, carving out a consistent place within the top 7 or 8 of the strongest division in the sport. O'Malley, on the other hand, rose to an even greater height, rebounding from his only MMA defeat with a trio of finishes over pretty mid-level opposition in Raulian Paiva, Chris Motino, and Thomas Almeida, before a no contest with Pedro Munoz led him to take a long-awaited major step up in competition. O'Malley went 3 hard rounds with the former champ Petr Yan in a bout that went on until the very last moment. But no matter how you scored this one, it made one thing very clear. Sean O'Malley was ready for a shot at the belt, Of that, there could be little doubt. And when that swift counter shot landed on the chin of Aljamain Sterling, it was the shot that Sugar Sean used to set up a TKO finish that would make him a champion. But for as much as O'Malley has proven a lot of his doubters wrong by doing well against the elite of the elite, there are still many out there who aren't buying what he's selling. To them, the calculated but deadly style of Chito Vera seems to be the perfect antidote to Sean's methodical, sniper-like approach to striking. If this fight goes 5 full rounds, Vera is likely to be just as dangerous in round 5 as he is in round 1, perhaps even more so. And the fact that these two have been feuding for close to 4 years only adds to the anticipation the fans are feeling. Both guys seem to desperately want this fight run back from the moment the first one ended. O'Malley because of the nature of the way he was stopped, and Chito because, well, who wouldn't want to have another big-name opponent in front of them? And given Sugar Sean's status as a very public figure thanks to his podcast presence and personality, he's never stopped taking shots at Marlon, going as far as to print out t-shirts and other merchandise with Undefeated as his logo, refusing to acknowledge Chito's win as an official victory. It's all good fight promotion. But after seeing O'Malley run into 2 career-altering moments due to his legs, the TKO loss to Vera, and of course, when he broke his leg against Andre Sukumtat, there have been questions over whether O'Malley has a weakness to strikes to his lower half. As a younger fighter, he was not as physically strong or as big as he is now. But does that same weakness remain? If that truly was an issue in the first place? And can the veteran savvy of Chito Vera help him as he looks to chop the 135 king down from the base upwards? Chito has always been an excellent technician and an extremely well-rounded fighter with a granite chin. But in recent years, his ability to dish out damage has improved a great deal. Fights with Frankie Edgar and Dominic Cruz displayed a Chito who was willing to stalk his prey, making his reads, holding his offensive volume to a real minimum, before finding his opportune moment to capitalize and find his target with a brutal finishing shot. But Sean O'Malley is no Frankie Edgar, nor is he the same brand of elusive that Cruz is. Sugar Sean will keep his distance like Cruz, yes, but his ability to keep an offensive threat alive at all times far surpasses the bantamweight GOAT. O'Malley is a sniper, and there's every chance that he'll be able to stifle Chito's attempts at reading his patterns, content to pick away at Vera for 25 minutes. And though Marlon's chin is well regarded, O'Malley is an excellent hitter, capable of leading the dance with a high-volume offense or catching Chito with a deft counter shot. There are bigger punchers in the division, sure, but if Marlon is going to play the waiting game as he looks for his perfect moment, the buildup of damage that O'Malley might land on him could be devastating. If Chito decides to play that slow, drawn-out strategy with O'Malley, he could well be playing directly into the champion's hands. But we all know that it only takes one big moment from Chito to dramatically change his fortunes. This is a very dangerous first title defense for O'Malley, folks. Make no mistake. Not only is he facing a man who has fought a wide range of styles in the top ranks over the years, bringing a great level of success to the table, but Chito will also come into this one with the confidence of having beaten Sean already. We'll know more about the mental warfare side of things when these two guys inevitably face off at the UFC 299 press conference. But for now, it's almost impossible to know who'll have the mental edge coming in. The scoreline currently sits at 1-0 to Chito, but considering the special circumstances surrounding that TKO victory, and the fact that O'Malley has climbed much higher in the division, this is one of those fights that gets harder to predict the more you think about it. The sniping talents of O'Malley versus the iron chin and terrifying patience of Vera. Will the leg kicks be a factor? And how does this one look when we finally see Sugar Sean competing in the championship rounds? This is a very interesting main event pairing, an intriguing stylistic matchup with a very real feud bubbling underneath the surface. It's a fight with history, an undeniable relevance to the modern-day landscape of the sport's greatest and deepest division. And thankfully, we don't have to wait long to see exactly how it's going to unfold. Thank you guys for watching.